Welcome to the Middle Sisters, where we dive into the middle of everything. I'm Afton.
I'm Mitzi.
And this is our podcast. My sister and I share about life.
Yes.
Midlife. So we are talking about...
I'm laughing because that music was just too long.
It was 3 seconds. I actually time it.
And then you were asking me what you say in the beginning.
I know. I don't have my script in front of me. Okay, so I lost my voice last week.
Your spiel.
So I put off doing a podcast, plus my stepson, the youngest of our 6 children, our blended 6. My husband's 3 and my 3.
Brady Bunch.
Yes, like the Brady Bunch. He got married in Tucson at a beautiful venue called the San Pedro Chapel. So we had family in town and traveled to Tucson. It was a very busy weekend, but very rewarding. So,
yes, and Mom and I watched your 5 grandbabies, which was fun.
yes. So here's great grandma and Aunt Mitzi.
Yeah.
2 4-year-olds.
Uh-huh.
A 3-year-old who's almost 4.
Yeah.
And a 2.5-year-old and a 10-month-old. So you guys all had your hands full, but you were busy, huh?
Yeah, but good.
Yeah.
Good kids.
And we appreciated you guys watching. The thing nowadays is no kids at weddings.
Well, that's always been the case. Just not in Mormonville.
Okay, so it's always been a case. Don't bring your kids.
I've ever gone to outside of Mormon life is no kids. You don't take kids to a wedding. People are usually drinking and dancing and.
That's true. And the kids did say, "Oh, it's so nice not having kids here. We could relax, visit, dance, and not worry about kids
crying and screaming during ceremonies and stuff like that. It's not really appropriate."
Yes, but you're right. If you're not part of a big Mormon reception, then you don't.
Because I went to a Catholic wedding, so long ago. Let's see, because I had just Claire. Maybe I was pregnant with Ethan at the time.
Well, what did you do with Claire then?
And she stayed with friends that we knew from Greyhawk, another golf instructor, his wife's mom.
Oh, she just volunteered to watch all the kids?
Yeah, because it was his brother getting married. So,
okay, well, that's nice. All right. So we enjoyed going to Tucson. It was 10 hours where you guys were watching the kids.
Yeah.
And so that was very appreciated. And a lovely, lovely wedding. Nice 80-degree weather. And the couple said the most sweetest vows to one another. Nice. And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful witness of a love story. So,
yeah.
So then there was the Super Bowl and the controversy between the halftime show.
Well, I didn't really watch it. I was doing dishes. It was sort of like Mom's birthday present.
Oh, did you do the dishes for her?
Like, Mom, here's your birthday present.
Oh, yes.
The dishes.
Not only was there a wedding on Saturday, but our mother and our sister had their birthday on Saturday. Mom turned 82?
Yes.
Mom, are you 82 now?
And Jill turned 48.
And Jill's 48. Wow, time flies.
I'll be 51 this month.
Oh my gosh, you are 51. No, that's good.
Ouch.
I'll be 55 this summer, so that's always... I love it, getting older.
But I'm 13 going on 50. Because I'm being re-raised right now. I had to move in back with my parents.
Yes, so they're trying to re-raise you.
Right, because I get too stressed out. Like, I'm, like my car's going to get repoed. And
maybe.
Like, oh, who freaking cares?
Maybe you should just go get a job at Bash's like you did when you were in high school. Wasn't it Bash's? You were a bagger?
Yeah, but if someone smarts off to me at this age, I might actually take their eggs. Because, I had a lady say to me back then at AMCO, why don't you take those eggs and shove it? Because the cash register, cashier didn't apply her coupon for her eggs to get 10 cents off. This is in Scottsdale. This is Scottsdale and Shea Abco. And
Abco.
And this lady's like, you take those eggs and shove it. And I'm just like, what the
No
F?
10-cent coupon honored here.
Yeah, so if somebody does it to me now, I'm going to like, oh yeah, I'm going to shove them right in your face.
You know that commercial? Is it Progressive where they're like, don't act like your parents?
Yes.
And then the guy's at the grocery store and he's like, no, bread on top.
He's telling
those are there. Yeah. This, and then this. And then, but our brother actually worked at Abco. Mm-hmm. And he was in a bagging contest. Yes. Do you remember going to the bagging contest? It was in this big convention hall.
I know, it was big.
And he actually won.
Really, stop it.
Didn't he win or was first place?
He either won or second place. Like, I remember him being...
Yeah, he was like the runner, one of the runner-ups for... Yeah, putting the groceries in the right order in a bag. And they weighed him too, and you had to have him a certain weight. And then we all had a dinner. Yeah, he got an award. We watched him bag, and then I don't know if it was time
on a big stage. It was a pretty big deal. Like what happened to those things?
I guess people don't take pride in their simple jobs anymore.
I know, which is sad.
But he got this bagging award. And a nice banquet dinner. We were all invited, so that was pretty neat.
Well, and that's the thing with Rob getting me that job there at Abco. Well, I think Dad told Rob to get me that job at Abco. And I remember it was before I had a car, and Rob would come pick me up on his motorcycle. And
for work?
Would be, on Shea, going through Shea, and I'm wearing my Abco t-shirt with a big apple on the back, and I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, oh my word.
Oh, that's cute, though.
But yeah, it was fun, And
Rob moved up.
My point is that, feeling like I had to live up. Like, I wonder if people have that anymore. The reputation, like I had to be good at my job, so I didn't embarrass Rob.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know if people have that mindset anymore.
So I would say that first day in my classroom as a teacher, like, okay, you guys have a reputation to uphold. Right. Like, here are the expectations. Here are the benchmarks for being in my classroom.
Yeah.
But I'd also start off like, hey, you all have a last name, your grandparents. Some of the grandparents I knew from my students.
Oh.
They were like my age, or our kids, knew each other. And so here I had their grandchildren in my classroom.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, I know your grandparents. I know their last name, and they have a reputation. So you're representing your grandparents. Mm-hmm. Then you are in my classroom. You're representing my last name. And so when you're walking around campus in the halls, you need to have a good reputation. Sometimes
follow rules.
Yeah, teachers would call classrooms and go, hey, you have this student named so-and-so. And you're like, yes. Mm-hmm. And half the time you're like, oh, cringing. Like, is it going to be a bad report? Like, oh, they just did something in the hallway.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it would be like a compliment. Usually compliments were right there and then if we're walking through the hallway. Other times they'd call and say, well, you need to correct this student when they get back to class because they're throwing water in the bathroom or something.
Well, Ethan and I were just talking about that yesterday. The importance of, like, how I think we've lost that in society. How people really cared about their ancestors, really had pride in their family and lineage, and wanted to uphold, have a good reputation. Now, there's a bad side of that too. There's too much pressure or expected to work in the family business and stuff like that. I think it was a little much for people. But
I think it had to do with you had older siblings. Yeah. Or people knew your parents, your grandparents in the community, your older siblings. Because Sean being the youngest of 7.
Yeah.
In the high school, I know your brothers. Your brothers, I expect the same out of you.
Right.
That your brothers had, in either math, science, whatever. And then...
Yeah.
But no, yeah, and then you'd say, hey, you're pride of your school. Like,
Well,
people would have pride in their school.
yes.
Like you're a certain student at this school, so you gotta carry yourself
Yeah.
in a certain way.
Well, and that's what's interesting about when you move a lot. I think you sort of lose that too, because I remember feeling more of that. Well, I mean, I had it at work, with Rob when we moved to Scottsdale, but I didn't have that at Poston. Nobody knew, because you guys didn't go to
Oh,
Poston.
right. Nobody
my junior
knew
high.
us. Yeah.
And then I was only at Mountain View 10th grade, so don't remember any well, there might have been a couple of teachers that were like, oh, is your you Rob's sister or Afton's and stuff, but then going to Scottsdale, I didn't have that.
Okay, I have a funny story. At Mountain View, I had a math teacher, and the math teacher had Rob like an hour or 2 hours before he had me.
Yeah.
And it was geometry or algebra, and Rob would be on the board doing all the problems with the teacher, having to explain it a certain way.
Yeah.
So 2 hours later, here I come into class, and he's like, Afton, come to the board and show us how to do this. I'd stand there just dumbfounded, and he goes, and he stood there next to me one day, and he's like, are you sure you're Rob's sister? You can't be Rob's sister. I'm like, yes, Rob is my brother, but I don't know math like he knows math.
You know what I think it is? Because I do remember being okay with math in junior high, but I think we have like moms, like it's almost like a laziness. Like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go to that.
I learned this as a teacher.
Strict.
It's a mindset. Mom would be like, well, I'm not good in math, so you're probably not good in math.
Well, but
I'd be like, no, Mom, I'm going to be good at math.
Draw. Well, I think it is more about interest. Like, sure.
Yeah.
Can we say that we all can learn to do things well?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Do we want to?
Are we more inclined to
Yeah.
want to do something more than something else? Absolutely. So, right. We all gravitate towards, well, what's more interesting or fun or whatever.
Right. And
for me, math, like only pre-algebra was exciting for me,
Yeah.
and then I lost it. I just didn't care.
when she got
After
into like
that.
the slopes. Well, and that's the thing with schools nowadays. They're trying to hone in on what are your interests?
Yeah.
And then with your interests, you're going to have more dedicated time to learn the skill or understand the puzzles. And then, you get better and better at that
Yeah.
interest. So, anyway, back to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Okay, so I was at my sister-in-law's house, and she was like, oh, we love this. My kids want to go to a Bad Bunny concert, but they're like $600 a ticket, she said. And I was
Why?
like, what? Okay. So
I did not find it that.
like the scenery, the props, the setup, like it had everything that you'd see in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Well, Sean and I traveled to Puerto Rico. We had a excursion day, and we actually walked the town. We went to the state capitol building because we do that. And then, so he was trying to portray like the beverage carts and the street vendors, and then like the people playing like games and just like the community, and then someone got married there. But I can see like, okay, yeah, it's a
engaged and-
beautiful island, Puerto Rico, and the people have pride in their culture. But I said to my sister-in-law, she's dancing to the song, I said, well, what is he saying? Like, can you translate it? And she's like, no, I don't know what he's saying. And then most people that knew Spanish didn't know what he was saying because his accent.
Oh. Okay.
So you got the Spanish language plus a strong Puerto Rican accent. So then I was listening to Glenn Beck, and he was saying, well, it's not really good if, like what he was saying in Spanish about very intimate, inappropriate sexual, terms. So I was like, well, gosh, if that was subtitled on the TV, maybe people would be like, whoa, what?
Well, let's talk about why they feel the need to just be crude and gross. Like, to me, that doesn't, I don't know what they're trying to do. To me, that's not sexy. It's not making anybody. To me, it desensitizes you and makes you not want to.
But even the 80s, like Pour Some Sugar on Me, like Peaches and Cream. Like there's just certain things that you're like, okay, well we're singing along and no big deal. The lyrics didn't really mean as much as the music, the tune. So I think it has happened like through history. It's just gotten more raunchy.
Yeah,
like
that's
the rappers.
It's so raunchy that
grinding
it's like you're making it gross now. Like, is that what you're trying to do, or are you just trying to be like a just total animal?
Yeah, it is.
And that's not
gross and crude.
That's not intelligent. It
well,
just
and songs
stupid.
are supposed to have a story.
Yeah, we're
right?
supposed to have like maybe a love story or
perseverance.
Something you learn. Yeah, and it's like, what do you learn from just
sex?
Grind harder. Like it's like, okay, there's no intelligence in that.
Right.
And to me, the music didn't even sound. I mean, sure, I think the music we had, maybe if the lyrics were a little like what, at least the music was.
Oh, yeah, the music was done very well in the 80s, 90s. I mean, you look at Gwen Stefani, man. She had her music. She still knows how to sing well.
Yeah.
She was on the Disney Christmas or New Year's special, spectacular. Mm-hmm. Still belting it out on a stage.
Yeah.
And her and Blake Shelton, I love their Christmas album.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, but I think when you talk about a family friendly
it's
televised
sort of like,
program.
What's the intrigue of just repeating gross sexual acts that have nothing to do with any. I mean, you're not even talking about any relationship stuff. You're not talking about like you said, any storyline.
Now, didn't Taylor Swift perform in like years past? And then like Lady Gaga, there's been lots of people that have performed in the past.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, like some of these just performers that actually were representing American culture. And yes, Puerto Rico is part of American culture.
I mean,
but
the cultures are all great. I think we're blessed to have all these different cultures. I love that we all have different ones, but why? I think there's just been so much negativity in our country because, a bunch of spoiled brats don't have reality, don't live in reality with how the rest of the world really is living and what they're dealing with. So
so I looked up how many times certain performers had performed at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So Up With People had done 5 different Super Bowls. In like 76, 80, 82, 86. Then Al Hirt, 4 different ones. Gloria Estefan performed 3 different times as a member of the Miami Sound Machine. Justin Timberlake 3 times. Beyonce was asked twice. Mary J. Blige twice. Bad Bunny twice. So I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah.
He was there in 2020 also. So he must have been one of the side, because they had like Lady Gaga there, and Ricky Martin was there, so maybe he was just helping out with somebody. But Carol Channing, Pete Fountain, Lady Gaga performed twice, Kendrick Lamar twice, Bruno Mars twice, Nelly twice, Usher twice, will.i.am twice. So with the Black Eyed Peas, I remember when they performed in 2011. But like Bruno Mars, he did a great job in 2016 and 2014. Lady Gaga, 2026 and 2017. So there were some great performers, and you can even go back further with so many people. Like I said, Michael Jackson did a great job performing. Anyway, but I think that people were saying, let's find people that love America,
Right.
And we all represent America, like as citizens. We're such
the melting pot.
Yeah, they changed that to assimilation though. Instead of the melting pot, from like the early 1900s when everyone would come in, even though you had the Irish and the Italians and different people from different countries, they simulated and they said it's the tossed salad where everyone still is representing their own culture.
Oh, yeah.
But they're all in the salad together, you know, rather
Yeah.
than melting it. But I think there is something to do with, like, we adopt different.
Well, maybe the melting part
cultures.
though is the love of the country. So I'm gonna go back to melting pot.
Yes.
Because I do think that is still you're throwing in all your different ingredients. You're not losing yourself.
Your
You're
flavors,
still your
yeah.
ingredient, but you are becoming one in love of your country.
Yeah, I agree with that. And we went and saw Melania
Yeah.
documentary, and she does love this country. She was from Slovenia. Her mother and father came to the United States also and became citizens, and they love
Yeah.
this country. And then also,
Just like we should love all countries.
yeah, my friend
And
who's a
they're-
Peruvian, she loves this
they're
country.
Yeah.
And she's got so much American pride, and it really makes her upset when someone says, I do not like, you know, anything that represents
they're
America.
spoiled and delusional. They don't know what other people are really living in.
Yeah, she's actually had a lady say, oh, I'm mad at what Trump did with Venezuela. And she said, excuse me, I have cousins who lived in Venezuela.
Yeah.
And they were tossed out of their country, because when you have entrepreneurs and people who want a better life within their own country, and they're told, no, you're a threat, we want,
You do what I tell you.
yeah,
to
we
do,
want
and
people
you
that are
live-
submissive, so
Yeah.
you're out.
Yeah.
And she said they just had to leave with the clothes on their back. So she was like, no, what they did was good, you know, for people to go back to their country. And, you know, I don't know if they'll get their own, like, land back.
Yeah, I
or their-
don't. I just think so many kids really don't understand the freedoms that we have here and opportunities we have here, and don't realize how many other countries are not receiving that. So they think, so why?
Well,
why
they're
so
paid
much hate?
protesters. There's so
Yeah.
many paid protesters now. They're just doing it as a job now. I don't even know if they believe it, because
Oh yeah, they don't care. It's money.
we need World War II veterans to come and say, hey, I saw my best friend get killed.
Yeah.
You know, we paid for the price of freedom.
And we have checks
know,
and
from-
balances. We'll always have. It's so funny when people are like, "Oh my word, Trump's trying to become a dictator." We have a system in place, people.
It's called the three branches of
You do not
government.
understand? That can't happen.
Yes, the three branches of government are our checks and balances. So that like the judges don't get too powerful, or the
Yeah.
president doesn't get too powerful, and Congress doesn't get too powerful. They all checks and balances
Right.
each other. It's just we live in such a media society that you watch something and you're like, oh, is that true?
Right.
And now with AI coming in, we're like, was that doctored? Is that spliced? Is that
Propaganda.
out of context? Yeah. So we just need to learn to step back and go, whoa, let's do our own research and have really like three sources
Right.
of facts, because when you're writing a paper, right, you'd have works cited page and where did you find this information? Is it valid sources? And
Yeah.
so we
Let
got to go back
yourself-
to that.
Let yourself hear opposing thoughts and hear all of it, and let I mean, I think actions to me always speak louder than words. So watch what somebody does more than what somebody says.
Well, and also when your adrenaline is shooting through the roof, then you need to step back and count to 10, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because people do get a little passionate about something, and they're like, okay, if
Well,
you're losing
why-
your control of your emotions, then you need to like step back a little.
Well, it's also what's weird is like, why is everyone so hell bent on being like right all the time? Like, where's the humility? I have my thoughts and my beliefs, but I'm not in the room with these people. I don't, I'm not. Yes.
Yeah, what was your adrenaline like at
why-
the moment of your attack or being on the street or like going in to raid a house or like, I don't know.
Like,
It's
people are just out of control with like, I have to be right and this is the right way and we're good. Like, what? What's wrong with you?
And that's
like, you're that insecure that you can't just
how war started.
listen to others. Yeah.
When you think about the Civil War and people are like, no, we need slaves for our plantations. That's the only way we're going to be able to grow our crops and, make the profit that we are to have all these big plantations. And then the North was like, no, slavery's wrong.
Yeah, you're not allowed to use people like that.
And so pay them what they need, or treat them with fairness or whatever. But where it was interesting though how President Lincoln signed the Freedom Act and really enforced it in the southern states.
Yeah.
More than in the rest of the country.
A Republican president.
Yeah, and that's why Texas was last because he wasn't bothered by Texas.
Yeah.
But that's where Juneteenth comes into play. But it was just, it's interesting, the politics, the morals, the amendments. So we really need to actually go back and read books on history because in order to avoid history repeating itself, like socialism, communism, is to read about it.
Yeah.
Read about those countries that were under Marxism.
Yeah.
So we can avoid it. That's my biggest worry is that the young people will be electing people that aren't really qualified for the job.
Right. Just because they because they're playing a game of like, oh, I'm being more nice or I'm being more
equality.
Accepting. They're not. I mean, if you look at Biden, like if they had seen Biden's old speeches.
Oh, when he interviewed Clarence Thomas. Did you ever watch that?
I've seen bits and pieces
of the
clips, and he is the most racist, I feel like, out of everybody. And aggressive and disrespectful.
Yeah,
and
you too, Clarence Thomas. Then, when he was up for being one of the judges.
And
Supreme Court judge.
It's just
rulings.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, and people change too, but then a lot of times you have to think, is there an agenda behind their action? Mm-hmm. So we're just talking about that with Dad. Like, we don't like to sell products. We don't like to sell services because we're like, do they want it? Are we trying too hard to sell to them? Do we feel like we're honest and fair with pricing? Or do they want this, furniture or product? So selling is hard.
Well, having the commission jobs, I've had a few of them, and I just feel like it's absolute hell. Because you're going in, you're doing all this work, you don't know if they're going to buy anything, you don't get paid off of it if they don't.
Right.
And you're feeling like you got to be telling these people what they want. And so it was funny, we were just talking about that in front of, and our dad's like a salesman. Like, that's been his whole life. Selling, assisted living, and selling he's houses. Like just quiet, like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Like, that's the whole point of living, is trying to get people to do something they don't want to do. And I guess we're like Mom, where we're like, well, no, if people want something, they'll
come in and get it.
Yeah.
Like, it's furniture.
We don't need to go and
or car sales. Well, I know that's why Sean does not go to buy a car. Like, he does not like anyone pushing him to buy something.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he gets uncomfortable sometimes having to push people to buy something. But a lot of times people that call us, they need shutters, blinds.
Well, sure,
shades.
But I feel bad for all the people in these commission jobs. And that's where, this is where I can say I'm a little bit more, I guess, maybe liberal. I do wish we could balance out the world more. I do feel like so many people are working jobs and are getting paid just pennies for good, hard, just because they're cleaning. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're keeping the world, like, healthy and keeping us safe, and yet they get paid nothing. And It's yeah.
Well,
the
and
world's
there's a
just
balance
sort of-
to that because we just realized the tariffs hit our window covering business hard.
Oh, really?
Like we're like, oh shoot, Sean didn't calculate some of the pricing right, and the tariff pricing was like, oh, it ate up our profit. So basically, he's like, okay, these next jobs I'm doing for practically nothing. So you have to upsell like the food. You go out to eat now, and it's $15-$20 a person.
Yeah.
So when you've got to pay minimum wage and then the cost of food, it's almost like it's not even worth going out to eat anymore.
Remember years ago, it was like, we need to have windows that actually act like solar panels so that it can just let off heat or cooling. You don't even need window covering.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Well, they're just for privacy and light also.
Well, you can make the windows like opaque and stuff now.
Yeah.
Or blacked out, right?
Yeah. So we're always, there's always innovative
There's a bunch
ways.
of stuff I feel like we do in society that just causes more trash, right? And more maybe unnecessary. But I know people need work, right?
Well, you look around the
And
room
jobs.
of knickknacks. Our grandparents had lots of knickknacks on travel. Our parents have knickknacks. I've thinned out.
Creativity is nice, though.
Yeah, I've thinned out the knickknacks in my house. But yeah, when you go on a trip, you're like, oh, should I grab a souvenir?
Yeah.
And they all end up in Goodwill when someone like has to downsize or when they die.
Yeah, like a lot of my stuff.
Oh yeah, you did have to get rid of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Gave it to a niece of ours.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, what are the answers, right? People need to work, make money, but I mean, I do feel bad for so many people that have commission-based jobs and that stress.
But you know, that's the American dream too, though. You come to this country and you can multiply.
Yeah, but what if you're not a salesperson?
Well, you go
How do
and
you survive? What if you don't even want a career like me? Never
be a
even wanted
nanny.
a career.
Go be a nanny for a wealthy family.
Yeah, at 50.
Celebrity.
That sounds fun.
Anyway, we'll find you a new career path.
Yeah.
All right, so our tidbits of information.
Wait, did we go over all our points we were
yes.
talking about? Okay.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. What's our tidbits?
Our summary.
I thought we were going to laugh.
Our last tidbit. We didn't laugh this episode, really.
We need to laugh more.
Yeah, we need to laugh more. Life is too serious sometimes.
Yes.
Let's just laugh at it.
Yes, because, we're probably all really being fooled. So why even get upset about it?
Right.
Right, we're just in some
keep
weird
it simple, stupid.
Keep it simple, stupid.
All right, thanks for hanging out in the middle of everything with us, where we stir the pot from both sides.
Ta-ta.
No,
Or toodles.
Toodles.
Oh, toodles.